Well, check this out. It is Word Up Wednesdays again. Yes, this is the second edition of Word Up Wednesdays. And this is the time where you get a chance to call in at 713-3905-921 if it's something you need a word on, in a particular subject. You know what? We get a chance to handle it and talk about it today. So go ahead, hit us up right now. Praise on.
Yes, I had a question.
Yes.
Okay, my question was for the pastor that's going to come on.
Yeah, it's Word Up Wednesdays. What you need a word on?
I wanted a word on the fact that, okay, I had did some things that I had messed up, you know, while I was doing my Christian walk, and I had stopped going to church. It was after I had did these things, I had stopped going to church. But me knowing, you know, as a child of God, you know, I've been too afraid to go back and ask God, you know, but he feel me, not more afraid, but ashamed of what I've done, but he know what I've done. And in a situation like that, what should I do?
First of all, I wanted to know that all of us have sinned and come short of the glory. Scripture says in 1 John 1 and 9 that if we confess our sins, he's faithful and just to forgive us and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And that's the kind of God we serve. We serve a God that will forgive us, cleanse us, give us another chance. And the first thing you need to do is ask him for forgiveness, get back in the church and get active, because all have sinned and come short of the glory.
And that's the most important thing. I love, glad you said that, Pastor. It's being active in the church.
Right.
Like my father used to call them, you know, don't just go there and sit on a bench, be one of them bench members.
No,
you know, be active. Yeah, be active in the church.
I got something about that bench member. I tell my members all the time, if you want to be a bench member, I'll make you one. But every time the door opens, you need to be on the bench. When the janitor's there, you need to be on the bench. Every time they open the door. So you got to get active. Once you get active, an idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Right.
And then when you get in church, you just need to get active. And even if you're in church, you're going to do some things that's not pleasing, because we got that war going on the inside. Paul said, when I go to do good, evil is always present.
Yes.
So don't throw in the towel because you've done something. And what keeps you from doing things is your spiritual growth. Mm-hmm. So you need to be in Bible study to grow spiritual to the point to where when things come and arise in your life and you're tempted, and you know how to handle it because you've grown beyond that point.
And just to expound on that, what about like, because she was saying she embarrassed, and a lot of time we are embarrassed before God, but we're more sometimes embarrassed, you know, for the people, the church members, especially when the church members know what you have done.
Yeah, we spend our time trying to please people, but it's not to please people, it's to please God. When you please God, God will give you that joy that people can't give you. And they're always looking for something wrong in you, but listen, please God, hold your head up, and let God be your guide.
Amen. Let's go. Let's take another phone call.
Okay, I just moved in from another state. We've been here for about 5 months, and I've been with my husband since my children were like 1 year and 6 months. And I'm having a really tough problem between my son, who is 10, and my husband. I know my husband, he's been in the street, so he knows a lot of things. And when he tries to approach my son with certain things, you know, he's getting very irritated because he doesn't like the way that he approaches him, and I've talked to him about that. So I guess my question is, how do I handle that?
Okay, and this is his stepson, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I guess, you know, I know you don't have time for a lot of details, but...
No, just... Okay. Pastor, you understanding what she's talking about?
Yes. Well, one of the things is we got to understand most of our marriages now are blended families, but I think if you set the ground rules from the beginning, usually when children are growing up in the family, especially stepchildren, sometimes we don't set ground rules. And the ground rules I'm talking about is let that child know that this man is your husband, he's the father in the house, and he should get some respect from that father now and from that child. See, a lot of times we will say, well, I don't want you to touch him because you're not his father, or if you got to discipline, let me be there when you discipline, or let me discipline. But if you set that ground rule that he's the father, he's the breadwinner, and he can do some chastisement, then that son will grow up respecting that father as a father.
And even should, Pastor, and it's so funny because a friend of mine, 7, everybody knows him, he's a great poet. He did a poem about that. But the father, natural father, and the stepfather, the relationship, they should have a relationship to let you know, look here, man, I love your son. I know this is your son. I love your son, and I would not do anything to harm him.
Right.
Amen.
And then a lot of times, a lot of your problems is, if he has any contact with his father, is that father that he has in contact with, he got something to say, and he wants to find out what's going on in the house, and you never know what he's saying to him.
Right.
And when he comes back, then he feels like if his stepfather says something, he'll run to his father and tell his father about it. But you have to set the ground rules. You have to let him know this is the man of this house, and he's running this house, and you got to listen to what he has to say.
Amen. Y'all, we are off to a good start. Oh, we coming back. Hey, you need a word on something? Hit us up right now, 713-390-5921. Let's go ahead and get it started with a word. Keep it locked. It's a new praise, 92.1.